Hi, everyone. How are you mamas doing? We are here with another video in our self-care series because we all want to be rock stars at self-care. And today we have Sharon Caren with us on for her to share with us her self-care tips. So Sharon, tell us, what is it that you do and who is it that you support?
Thanks so much. It's a pleasure being here with you today, Kelly. I am a spiritual intuitive speaker and coach, and I support women in transition and women that are having difficult times in their lives. And I am a support for them in spirituality as well as business and coaching.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what is the tool that you're going to share with our moms today?
Well, I have a couple of them, but I want to kind of tell a little story first, because we all kind of get here from somewhere. So all of us as women, moms, business owners, etc., we feel like we must take care of everyone around us. And I did that for a large part of my life. And I don't even have children. I was taking care of my entire family, my mom, my dad, my sister, and this is emotionally, probably from the time I was born. So when I started my healing practice about 25 years ago, I quickly learned that when I was sick, I couldn't take care of anyone, let alone myself. So I had a wake-up call when I was 27, and I suffered a broken neck.
Oh, wow.
I survived. Of course, I'm here to tell you about it. And I healed naturally. And so now I'm here to share with you what it took for me to change my thoughts. When we experience injuries, illnesses, or accidents, I believe it's a large wake-up call, and it's really important for us to pay attention to what the message might be. My message was to stop looking outside of myself and to bring the focus inward, listening to my still small voice, my infinite nature. That's that all-knowing part of ourselves, that intuition. Us women are relationship makers, and we're good at it. And it's part of the feminine energy body. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience, and we're sacred beings. And so all that we do is sacred. So whether it's mopping the floor, doing dishes, cleaning the toilet bowl, or a dirty diaper, everything we do is sacred. And
that's a new thought. Changing a diaper is sacred.
Well, when we're sacred beings, everything we do is sacred. Yeah.
All right.
Just another little way to tweak, who we are and what we're doing here. So we can choose to do it in love or in dislike. And it's really a thought choice. It's just really how we think about it. So often we may say, I just hate doing the dishes. Another time doing the dishes, and that energy is really low. The reality is that we all have to do things that we might not love to do. We have to do them anyway. So why not think an empowering thought? Everything I do is sacred. Or at least go to neutral. Like, okay, well, the reason I like to do the dishes is because I have a clean house and it gets them out of the way so that we can have the next meal, blah, 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 whatever that is. So it's just about noticing what we're noticing and choosing our thoughts. When we think about it as neutral or above, we have actually create a higher energetic frequency. So I love sharing my gratitude practice. Each morning as I wake up and take a breath, I'm grateful that I woke up.
Yeah.
As some people didn't wake up this morning. So I think of 5 things that I'm grateful for each morning before I get out of bed. And when in gratitude, our energy level is really high and it's expansive. So when we feel expansive, we have more of a positive mindset. And that is what we're looking for all the time. And there's many, many possibilities when we're in that higher energy realm. There's many possibilities in the day going forward when we're coming from that higher place. So if we're starting out the day feeling contractive, this is a very low energy. And there may not be any possibilities in that place, and little energy to boot. So we humans are part of the animal kingdom, and so much more than other animals on the earth, because we have consciousness. So we have consciousness and reasoning. So we can notice our thoughts if we're feeling expansive or if we're feeling contractive. So if you put your energy, attention on how you're feeling and notice what you're noticing, you can choose. If you're feeling contractive, it's a low frequency of fear energy, and there's not possibilities. And feeling expansive is the love energy, and that has the higher energetic feeling with all possibilities, because all sorts of ideas come to us when we're in that expansive state. So our physical body was intended to live with ease. If we're living at a very low frequency, we actually can create dis-ease in our body, kind of like the frequency I was in when I broke my neck.
Yeah.
That's what happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, I broke my knee this year in September, and that definitely threw me through a tailspin because I wasn't as mobile, right? I couldn't do things for myself. For a while there, I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. And it definitely kind of switched up how I was functioning and how I even felt about lots of different areas of my life, how I felt about my work, how I felt about my relationship with my kids or my husband, with myself. And I was definitely in a very low energy, kind of a pity party for a while. And it's taken, now I can move around, still have a little bit of pain, obviously, with my knee, but I can move around as normal. And, but it's taken me a little while to kind of even just get out of that funk. And so I love how you're saying, like, we notice ourselves in that, like, uncomfortable, disappointed, frustrated energy. And then we help ourselves shift to that higher energy of love by focusing on what we're grateful for. I know I always say when my kids are going crazy, that they're lucky they're cute, because it makes it a little bit easier to deal with, right? You remember all the times they were so cute, and when they said, "I love you, mommy," even though at the moment they're screaming, "I hate you, mommy," right? So I know that it can be a challenge, right? We try so hard to get our kids to speak, and then once they can, we just want them to be quiet, right? So it's an interesting situation with moms in that way of, any moment the kids can have an effect on our mood or energy by how they come to us. So starting the day off with gratitude, like you said, kind of fills that cup up so we're not starting at empty. And I love that you talked about that. I don't do it before I get out of bed, but I do have the practice of writing down 5 gratitudes every morning. And I think
Yeah.
that that is a really great way to start your day.
Yeah.
I also write down acknowledgments, 5 acknowledgments. So 5 things that I've done to step out of my comfort zone, or that maybe I'd been putting off, or whatever it might be, and kind of celebrate myself for 5 things that I did the previous day to move myself forward. So that's my practice, or one of my practices in the morning. So I love that you mentioned that as well.
Good job. So I have another little tip.
Okay.
So when we stop, so in the day, like you said, if the kids are screaming or whatever, and they're really cute, and so you let, of course, that kind of takes care of it for the moment, but maybe try this. So when we notice what we're noticing, if we're starting to feel contractive, so that's when we stop and notice. And then we can make a conscious choice to feel expansive. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop and breathe in deeply all the way to your belly. So let's do that right now.
Okay.
We'll just go. And blow out like you're blowing through a straw. Really slow. And breathe in again. And out like you're blowing through a straw. One more time. 3 is usually good. Then, from that place, you can say to yourself, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love? When I say that, I feel expansive right away because it's the love energy. So even when we're in the middle of something, we can still do those breaths because we always have our breath with us. We're never without it.
Right.
Remembering how, yeah, and breathing down into the belly and just relaxing our whole body. And then we could think about, okay, what are the infinite possibilities? Okay, maybe we feel like, okay, I'm just overdone. I would love to take a hot bath. I'm going to get the Epsom salts out. I'm going to put essential oils in there, and I'm just going to soak for a couple minutes, in a hot bath. So giving to self is what we need. And that has to come first. It's divine love. It's a divine love energy that we hold. So love energy will actually heal our heart and our spirit, even no matter how terrible, whatever it is, the situations and circumstances. We can really understand and just breathe deeply. And this is self-love, and it's the most important love. We can't give to anybody else what we don't have inside of ourselves.
Yeah.
So, yes, love, it's love and healing is an inside job.
It is.
So thinking we're women and we have to do everything else. Well, if we don't have it inside of us, we really can't give it effectively to anybody else around us. So we must fill up our glass first. And then we have what's required to help the ones around us and those people that we love and our coaching clients and, everybody else. So it's, these are just simple ideas. They're not always easy. I can tell you, my husband and I have never been happier in 30 years as we were after implementing these practices. And it can be life-changing. It can be a little rigorous, but I have to tell you, it's the thing that works. And it's the way that we're going to stay our physical body with ease and not get sick or have an accident or whatever.
Yeah.
And the key is loving yourself first.
Absolutely. And I love that breathing exercise that you gave, because that's something you can do while you're in the car driving, right? And they're in the back yelling at each other or something like that. So, there's always there's always something you can do in whatever situation you're in. I love that. I love everything that you shared with us today, Sharon. Really grateful for you coming here and giving our moms these helpful tips and tools that they can use as they practice loving themselves more and taking care of themselves like the rock stars they are. So we thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. It's just my pleasure, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're all here to support each other. And I love that we've been doing that thus far in the group already. We've been sharing tips of our own. We've been giving out encouragement and inspiring each other to be better. And let's keep doing that. All right, so see you later, ladies. Have a great day. And remember to take care of yourself.